41210 at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. Please like and subscribe, and hit the heart buttons as well. That helps us out. That helps us get into the algorithm. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe as well. It's at Billionaire Loan Officer. If you want to set me up for a consultation, we can talk about mortgages, go to my website, www.applywithb.com. Or if you're ready to get a mortgage, just go there, and that's where you can go as well. You call me 24/7, 832-775-8357. As long as it's about business, I'm willing to talk. Last but not least, www.brandonbdixon.com. That is the site if you want to lease, list, or if you want to get a rental, or just want to talk about real estate in general. That's the place where you could get me on a live chat. I think I got Barry up next, just for as far as banner, in banner sequence.
All right. How's everyone doing? This is Barry B. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Houston and surrounding areas, you can go to homesbybarryb.com or go to Google and just do pound Homes by Barry B. I'm on all social platforms. Well, not all of them, but most of them. I'm kind of old, so I'm on most of them. You can give me a call at 832-786-1270.
Is this your number as well, Barry? The 346?
No, that's not me. I don't know who that is.
Right.
That's not me.
Gotcha. So you're 832-786.
Yeah, that's me.
1270. Gotcha. All right.
And just give me a call. You can email me. You can message me on social media. And let's get into 2026.
Gotcha. David, I got you up next.
All right. So my name is David Youngs. I'm a branch manager and mortgage advisor with Nexa Lending and the Infinite team. If you did want to send an application, through, you can go to applywithdavidyoungs.com, though that is usually not my first starting point. I would prefer instead schedule a consultation with me. Go to infinitehometeam.com. You can learn a lot more about me, my background, what some of the resources that we have, and the unique things that we offer here at our company. You want to go to the next one for me, Brandon? At David R. Youngs is my handle in most places, or it'll be at Infinite Home Team. So you can follow me on social media on that location. This is my NMLS number, 328679. One of the first with that license number. Continue. And this is my YouTube channel, infinitehometeam.com. This is where we're live streaming right now also. And one more, dot cards. This is probably the most important ones. Dot cards / David Youngs. This actually links to all of my locations in one shot. So go to that site, download my contact information into your phone, and you'll have everything you need to reach me from this point forward.
All right, Sava, I got you up. Oh, you got one banner, Sava? I thought you had more contact information than that.
The website, yeah. The website is always going to be a good starting point. So for anyone just joining us, my name is Salva Shutai. I do residential and commercial lending. I do with more specialized creative financing. So I predominantly work with more investors, developers, everyone who needs more structured financing solutions. And since I am the only Salva Shutai in the world, I'm actually pretty easy to find. All my social media is under Salva Shutai. And then you can always find me on my website at vscapitalgroup.com. Right. But all my social media has all my contact information as well, and everything is under my name.
Gotcha. I see we got 32 people watching us now. Please, guys, go ahead, hit the like button and subscribe. Also, don't forget, we'll answer any questions live as well. So you got any questions, you want to chit-chat with us, please hit the private. I think we got some comments already, and so I'm going to go read them in a second. But please, hit the like button, follow, subscribe, and we're going to have a Q&A as well. So let's see, comments wise. I think Glad Mother 567 said, "Yo, what's up, guys? You got a good effing stream." We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Share it with your friends and family. Don't keep us a secret.
Gotcha. So yeah, again, we read all comments live, so don't hesitate to hit the comment button, hit the like button, hit the share button. This week, before we get started, I got one other shameless plug before we get started. Don't forget that this is dropping in a couple of weeks. My second book coming out, Message to the Businessman. You know, so it's going to be a banger. So what it's talking about, I'm probably going to do a whole show on it. It's talking about dealing with the new climate as far as in business. So, and we're going to crack into that a little bit here with this video I got. We're going to have to do a whole show about how to Disney your business, how to incorporate some of the secrets that Disney uses to generate, what is it, 900 something billion? No. What is it? 900 something. What is it? 900 something million just at the theme park or something like that?
You're talking about like how much it makes?
How much? What's the general? I forgot.
It's
980 something.
I thought it was into the billions.
I thought it was into the billions as well.
Yeah.
So they, billions of dollars of revenue. Let's put it like that. Billions of dollars of revenue for 100 years. Strong.
I was just there 2 years ago, so I can believe that.
Right.
As much as everything costs.
How much did you spend?
Oh, you're gonna spend about 10
grand.
Yeah.
Right. I was watching the end of this clip that we're gonna watch here toward the end, and if y'all stay with us, I'll play the whole thing out. But they say the average lifetime customer is about $950,000 average. So every customer that they have spend damn near $1 million with them. Across their lifetime. Yeah, across their lifetime. That's crazy. I want to see the real stats on that. I don't think a person has $1 million to spend on entertainment. But yeah, that's what they say. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today, Disneying your business, and we're gonna go ahead and run from there. Anything y'all want to add before I start with the first clip?
94.4 billion in total revenue.
Right. I thought when I said it, it sounded like too much, so I retracted. I rolled it back a little bit. It sounded like it was crazy, but that's
One more time, the number again was what?
94.4 billion.
That's what I thought. It was something crazy.
That's crazy.
I it might be worth sharing too. Sabri Subi is who we're watching here, the video. Just make sure we give him the credit that's credit's due that presented this video here. And he really does a great job breaking this whole thing down. And if you don't know who he is an internet icon, multi-billionaire, teaches businesses across the world how they can enhance and improve. So we're watching an expert break this thing down. And then each of us in our respective fields break it down even further. So very, very cool way that he does this. I'm excited to go through this together.
Gotcha. Don't forget the guys, hit the like button, hit the heart button. And let's go. If y'all gonna learn something today, please like and share. This is gonna be more educational, so it's for those people that's trying to get better at their craft, because it's not gonna happen through osmosis. So check us out. This is gonna be one of those ones that I like to talk about. That's what type of stuff I like to look at in my leisure time. So let's go ahead and get it started with the first one. I got it already queued up here. So let's go ahead and run it. Let me know if y'all can hear the volume, because I tested it before we got on air. Let me know if y'all can hear it properly.
$17 billion per year. Each one of these mini businesses feeds the other like a well-oiled machine. But nothing else on this map measures up to the disgusting amount of money that they make from their theme parks. A whopping $34 billion per year. From you visiting and spending every last dime that you have to experience the happiest place on earth.
But here's the thing. This isn't a theme park. It is a $91 billion per year psychological lab.
Their master plan has remained unchanged since Walt Disney imagined it back in 1957. And I'll show you how you can steal their strategies to explode the sales of any business.
This place is f***ing massive.
I did not realize it was this big.
I've invited Siobhan, the biggest Disney fanatic in the office, to come and help uncover these tactics. But first, we need to go incognito and acquire some Disney drip. This would give me some shade. No, this is definitely not a vibe. Is this the ones we want? All right, we'll lock them in. The moment they hear that it's my first time in Disneyland, they live up to the hype. First visit. So I'm gonna put this bad boy on, see if I can get any special treatment. I'm gonna be low key. So I can just kind of like flash it. Are you a member? And I'll be like, excuse me.
What do you think of my ears? You haven't said anything.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Is it still choppy?
It's a little choppy, yeah.
It's still choppy.
Gotcha. Let me start it over here. Let me start it all completely over. not that from the top. Let me start it from.
It might help too if needed. You could turn your camera off. That might help with the bandwidth a little bit if needed.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. Shouldn't affect anything, but that's fine. All right, let's go from where I wanted to start at anyway. Let's just give you a little introduction. Let's start from here.
Their content flywheel. They test certain characters in their theme park and see how popular they are, how many people come up and want to take photos with them. And then based on that popularity, then they roll them into merchandising. Because it's one thing to see the popularity out on the grounds of their theme park, but it's a different thing to see who's actually going to pay money for these characters. Then they move them into actually producing a cartoon or a movie about them. And this is genius because it allows them to do small scale tests that don't have a lot of risk in them.
This thing is $24 for this. That is ridiculous.
So the way that you can specifically apply this to your business is you want to start producing long form content, literally just recording stuff on your iPhone. Then you want to use that as the raw material. And you want to find out what bangs organically, what gets traction, what gets viral. Then what you want to do is you want to take that piece of long form content. You want to get people on Upwork or Fiverr that clip up that long form piece of content. You're taking all of the raw materials that you're already posting organically and that you're able to get more distribution on it. And then what you want to do is exactly what Disney does. You want to take the best performing pieces of content organically and you want to run those as paid ads. We take that proven piece of content and we put CTAs throughout it, right? A call to action that really goes into the pain points that your market has, and that pushes people into your main offer. You're taking the sawdust from your organic content and you're using that as fuel for your paid engine. And then that acts like a flywheel and you're bringing in more leads and more customers than you even know what to do with.
We're heading deep inside Disneyland onto.
All right, so that's the first one. I'm gonna go ahead first on this one, and then I'll let y'all go ahead and comment while I bring it back. He pretty much in 30 seconds, 45 seconds, gave you a blueprint on what digital marketing is and content use in a 2026 snapshot. And David and I talked about this off camera. This is what we're doing this for. This feeds into our business is loans. You know, however, streaming and content creation actually feeds that and adds to the customer acquisition, because that's the way shoppers shop nowadays. They look you up online, and if they vibe with you, if they get something from you as far as education or entertainment, that in turn makes them want to do business with you. That is the 2026 customer. That is what it is. It's no longer word of mouth. It's all digital. You have to. They want to see it. So what he's saying is take that long form content like we're doing here. We already talked about chopping it up, using the VA to chop it up, see what goes viral, and then use that to feed to highlight what you're offering. So it all feeds each other if it's making sense. So it all starts with that long form content, it's chopping it up, that sawdust, and then using calls to action as well. We're going to get better at that as well. So we talked about, in between each clip, doing a call to action. So we're kind of on it, So I got to pat myself on the back here a little bit. We talked about this when I was breaking it down to David, kind of explaining how the market is with this digital. The digital platform is gone are the days of hey, I know this guy. They want to see it. People want to see what's going on. So I'll go ahead and yield the floor, and round robin, David, then Barry, then Saba.
All right. Yeah. This guy Sabri's awesome, by the way. I got the book that he was highlighting there. I was looking around. I'm like, it's right there, up in the top middle there. He has a great book on it, Sell Like Crazy. The concept of just the call to action, you plug and play each and every aspect where you're always cross-selling. I know it's gonna break it down in more detail on how that works and how Disney is so smart with this, but it's genius, the model. And I would argue that too, that people still love knowing people and getting the introductions, but I don't know any person out there nowadays. Like if you were to refer someone to me or I refer someone to you, we're all going to go online and Google search that person's name. First thing we're going to do, we're going to see what's up there. Like, what do they have for content? Do I like them? Do I not? Are they married, kids? Are they in my local area? Do they what does their past history look like? What are their likes and interests? Do I like their family, their dog? You look these people up to try to get information, and then you start to build a rapport before they've even talked with you. They kind of already know a little bit about you, is the idea, which is why it's so important to have a presence in the first place. Which I think it's sad how many professionals to this day I still run into that I'll go look them up. I can't even find them, period. And we're talking like team leads of real estate offices or insurance brokerages or whatever. Like, I mean, there's nothing out there. I can't find them. And it's like, are they actually in business still or not? I don't know. Maybe there's one profile. It's 5 years old and they haven't updated it. It's confusing.
10 years ago.
Yeah. But when you cross it over, and even something as simple as the profile, I mean, like most of your profiles, you can link, like on Facebook, you can link that to your Instagram. You can link that up with your links to your TikTok, to your Twitter, so it's all crossing to one another. And that's part of what he's talking about, is just Disney's got this thing mastered where you plug into one thing, you do one thing with them, and then they call to action. Well, now do this, and then bring you over here and bring you over there. And they keep you engaged to retain your interest and convert you into a client and then a repeat client. So I think it's an incredible model as we go deeper dive into this that we can all imitate. But Disney's got this thing mastered to a whole nother level. Just crazy.
Before you go, Barry, I wanted to say this. Robert Cialdini has a book called Persuasion. I think this is part of, I think I read the book 10 years ago, but this is part of persuasion, is with the digital content there. You're persuading the customers to do business with you and that you haven't even met. Like I said, when I do networking event, people already know who I am. Barry, didn't you went to one of my events, right? No,
the one at Comedy Improv.
Didn't you go to the Crawfish Ball as well?
I went to the Crawfish Ball. Yeah.
Right. So how many people want to take pictures with me?
It was a lot of people. Yeah.
I don't even know these people. So, and I don't have a huge following, but it's just that I don't know if they're watching on the replay or they look me up but it's there, and that helps you humanize you, and then it helps you relate, to that audience. You're going to relate to your audience. Your vibe is going to be your tribe, right? Yeah. But go ahead, Barry. I didn't want to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, digital marketing, I mean, that's where it is. Like, everybody looks somebody up. And I was going to say, when I think he talked about gone are the days of word of mouth. It's not gone, but it's just like we're going to take it to another level. Like you said, somebody might give you a name, like, hey, somebody that does, like I asked about somebody work on my car. I need something to do on my car, and they told me a name. First thing I do is go to Google.
Right.
So they gave me a name, but I'm gonna check them out anyway.
Right. But that's what I mean. It's not strictly word of mouth, because we have this tool that's in everybody's pocket. So even if you do give somebody a name, they're still gonna look up your reviews and look up. Look and see who you are.
Still looking him up, see who he is, what he's doing, and like you say, it's a relationship business. That's what sales is.
Right.
People have to feel comfortable with you. Well, let's talk about not like investors. That's a little bit different, but like single family home buyer. It's about relationships, and if they can relate to you. You got small kids like I do, or you got adult kids like me, so you understand I'm trying to downsize, or whatever. You like going bowling or whatever. They see that and they relate to them, and that is that goes away. Goes a long way. But yeah, it's a relationship business.
Top of the sales funnel. I'm gonna say this before Sava. I hate to, like I said, this is my kind of wheelhouse. I used to say all the time when I used to teach marketing class, is that whatever your profession is, you kind of want to put that to the back burner, put everything else at the front. Because I give you an example. When I was at my peak, as far as popularity, I would rarely talk about mortgages. I would talk about the Saints. Me being a Saints fan. So and that would bring in more Who Dat Nation than I would hashtag everything Who Dat Nation. And people just follow me off the strength of that, so and that brought them into my ecosystem. We'll talk about that later on. So just, like you said, cooking, bowling, David has Siberian Huskies. Anything else that might hook somebody to bring them into liking you? People do business who they like, trust, and believe, right? Like is 1st. Sam, I'll go ahead and give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to see their marketing strategy because they've perfected this entire entertainment ecosystem from both digital to in live person, the storytelling of bringing it to life, tapping into multi-generations. And there's very few organizations that have the capacity to do that. As far as, taking what they're doing and implementing it into our business, storytelling goes a long way. And I think long form does that. And then you can take, because, you can't capture everyone's attention for an hour or 2 hours or however long some of these do, occasionally run. But you can take specific fragments to still get to the point of what you're trying to convey or the value you're trying to add or the message that you're trying to get across. So it's ideally the same concept where you're taking this bigger picture and condensing it to the key points. But yeah, I mean, Disney just does a phenomenal job at, again, just bringing, TV to life and having everything under one ecosystem. And it's designed that way specifically because, again, you have the hotels, you have entertainment, you have the food, you have everything in one specific area where you don't want to leave. It almost becomes, sort of like a fairy tale living. It becomes every girl's essentially, dream of living in the palace. So how do we bring that to life?
Right. So yeah, with the content use, the kind of tap into what I alluded to earlier, I really hadn't used the content correctly. It still has a lot of potential. So I've put all I've done so far is put long form out there. I let AI chop it into small vids, but I have yet to take a VA like he suggested and chop it in and try to go viral off of these small nuggets. I think that sawdust is what attracts more people because, like Sabah said, not everybody. It's only certain our core customers, our core followers are going to watch the whole stream. As you can see, people go in and you'll see 30, you'll see 60, then it goes down. People hop in and out because of the attention span. Mm-hmm. So only core followers are going to watch the whole thing. I think once we chop this thing up in the fragments, I think that's when the virility is going to come. That's when they're going to start getting more and more people because you see something interesting, and that's what draws you to it. And then from there, you got a bigger audience, and then that's what leads to your customer acquisition costs going down. Does that make sense?
The short form is what and use a short form to bring them into your YouTube or YouTube mostly, and then once that gets them interested, then they'll come in and look at your 30-minute or your hour-long. But yeah, people's attention span is like that. And if you don't get their attention, that thumb right there, they scroll right up, right there.
Right. And I think it's both. Like I said, you have the intellectuals that'll sit here and watch us an hour, and then you have the people that we want to get a hook and we can use this content and repurpose this content all kind of different ways. But the key is just putting out the content. I just put out the content and didn't do anything with it. Just kind of lazily, all right, just had it out there, and then people find it. So if I did geotag it, hashtag it, chop it up, I think it'll 10x it, and that's kind of what I'm focused on in 2026. First is building the panel up, and then we'll start with the actual chopping up with the videos. So that's the next step. So it's all in the game plan. Let's go ahead with the second segment here. Anybody else before we go to the next segment? Anything else y'all want to add on that? All right, let's go to the next one. Bam.
No, the anticipation.
Huh?
The anticipation of the next clip is
okay. Gotcha. All right, let's go. Let's run it. All right. So, can y'all see the screen? Can y'all see it?
Yeah. Yes.
the famous Disney parade. And this is a parasocial extraction because characters aren't just mascots. They are a reference to nostalgia and a deep emotional bond that people have with these stories.
I don't even know who that guy is.
That's Goofy. And that's Goofy's son.
Oh, okay.
My mom's having.
Man, that teddy bear in there, that thing's gonna pass out. It's so hot. Can you imagine being in that thing?
And it whips people up into an emotional frenzy when it bypasses all the logic that's going on in their mind, and it allows people to spend 10 times more. It removes all price elasticity. All of a sudden, you're making an emotional decision and not a logical one. Take, for instance, a Disney Princess Breakfast Adventure. This thing runs you $142 per person. So for a family of 4, this thing's gonna run you $568. This is all before taxes and a tip. And these characters are all strategically placed at certain points all throughout the park. This is not innocent. This is by design. It's how they are able to charge such ridiculous sums of money for such ordinary things.
Oh, I can see the genie.
All right, there's the Mad Hatter. There's Peter Pan.
Oh my god, Pinocchio looks pretty cool.
And there's Aladdin and Jasmine.
Jasmine.
What the hell? Where's...
No, Ariel. Oh, you've been ripped off. She wants a refund. Her number one favorite Disney character is nowhere to be seen in the parade.
I know why. It's because I'm here.
Oh no.
Now, the way that you can apply something similar to your business is to think about what are the emotional highs in the customer journey. And you want to make sure that you're asking for your next ask at those times. When is someone going to be in the heat of their buying? When are they going to experience an emotional high? And how can you architect that in your business and then make those next asks when you've got somebody primed to say yes?
Disney puts on
Bam, David. I know we're doing the round.
All righty. I was thinking, first of all, we all got to answer who our favorite Disney characters are here, by the way, because I was actually thinking about it. I'm like, who is my favorite Disney character? I'm going to say the first movie I ever owned was The Jungle Book as a kid. First movie, I got it in as a gift when I was like 4 years old, and I watched that thing religiously. So Mowgli and Bagheera and Shere Khan and all those characters from Jungle Book, those were the first ones I ever was introduced to. So I'm gonna go with that one. Though I do have a soft spot for Peter Pan because he can fly. It was my precursor to learning about someone else called Superman. So, so anyways, but yeah, as far as the people go to this place because of, he talked about the dream, the imagination, all the things that they produce for you that give you this feeling. People are doing this emotionally, not logically. So when you're going to this place, focusing on emotion, I think that's something that it's very easy in sales for us to miss, is the emotional side of it. And I'm guilty of this more than anyone else too, just because I'm all about the education and the logic and the thought process. That's just how my mind works. Personally, if you're talking to me, for the most part, I care more about that than about the emotional side. But for all of us, if you hit the right heartstrings, you pull on the right trigger that gets someone to align with you and starts to see some alignment with you, that's going to go a lot further. In fact, the previous company that I was with, or one of the previous companies I was with, we actually, in the discovery call, we called it, in our consultation we would do, we called it the dreams and goals call. That's what it was called. It's the dreams and goals call. And the entire model of how it's designed, and it's still how ever since learning that a few years back, that's how I still run my calls today when I have a new client, is tell me about your goals. What do you want to accomplish? Why do you want to buy a house right now? Where are you thinking of buying? Why do you want to buy here? So you want to buy out in the country, or you want to be closer to your family, or you want to do this for your kids for a better school district, or whatever it is. Get them talking about themselves, their family, and why they want to do this. And the more you get them talking about that and less about, okay, tell me what you think your credit score is and what your down payment, availability is for funds and blah, blah, blah. They don't care about that. That's the means to the end. They want somebody to hear them out of why they want to do this. And if they feel that alignment and that emotional connection, now it's easier to extract that other information from the client too, they're more likely to stay with you too because they like you. And that's proven, right? People do business with those they know, like, and trust. So if you don't build rapport, if you don't build that trust and that likability right away, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. So I think this is something that I can improve on in my consultations. And I'm betting almost every professional out there would admit that we all could improve on that in some way. And that includes how we do our call to action, the content that we produce, the things we put out there on social media. You know, it doesn't have to be about work. It can be about what's your favorite Disney character or whatever, you know, like pick something fun that people engage with. Like you said, Brandon, in the last comment about, you know, talking about the Saints, that ended up connecting you with more people than talking about your mortgage business. So I think they do a really good job of hitting the emotional side of things in how they present things.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Barry. Before Barry goes, don't forget, people, like, subscribe. We're happy that you're here. But don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let me see. Let's see if I could find out how many likes we got. We don't have enough, you know. So let's get more likes and let's get some hearts going as well. And please share the stream. Excuse me. And that way we get more people in. So if you like our content, please support. It doesn't cost anything to hit that like button. But Barry.
Yeah, I definitely believe in that, getting that emotional part. Now, I'm kind of swayed on this because you want to be emotional, you know, you want to talk about get that emotional side, but also as a real estate agent, you need to be that person that's not on that emotional side, because they're emotional with this buying this house, and you have to kind of, okay, let's calm that down a little bit and let's look at this and this. But as far as, I guess, getting the client, you want that emotion. Like you say, people do business with people that they like.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Saba, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of value in understanding emotional intelligence in sales. More importantly, understanding how your client, or getting to a point where you understand how your client makes financial decisions. There's people that make decisions based off of emotions, and there's people that fully operate off logic. I'm more of an A-type personality, so if the numbers make sense, I don't take it into consideration. And, you know, it took me a minute to understand that that's not how everyone operates. So I had to go back to the drawing board and, you know, basically touch up on my emotional intelligence and understand that, you know, just because I make decisions a certain way, other people do not. And, you know, pinpointing early on how your client makes financial decisions is crucial, because then you can actually speak directly to how they're going to decide versus, you know, sort of a blanket policy or a blanket presentation across the board. You know, we don't have princesses to display, and we don't have, you know, people are not coming in with their guard down, essentially, as they're walking into Disney. They're coming in already guarded up because they know there's going to be a financial decision to be made, where you're not already on that spending spree where you're on this like almost emotional high, essentially, because of, you know, all the entertainment you have going on around you. So I think emotional intelligence is crucial. And again, majority of people do make decisions based off emotions, and people tend to run away from pain more than running away towards pleasure. So you can tell them about all the different benefits of what your product or service will do, but if it doesn't fix a core problem, or if it doesn't touch a pain point, there's, you know, they might still not see the value of working with you, or, you know, proceeding with the service or product that you're providing, if that makes sense.
It does. Now, I'm going to push back. Now, I'm not pushing back directly against you, but woo, we got to, you know, I could pull out a chart and, you know, have a whole hour lecture on this. Let me preface with this. I used to think the same thing. I used to think a lot. And I'm not disagreeing. I partially agree with you, but I partially disagree as well. I think everyone buys emotionally. Everyone has some layer of emotion that they make their decisions with, whether it be the persuasion, like, hey, I like the way she talks, so let me go ahead and just at least give her an opportunity. I like she went to the same college as me, so let me check her out. Even in the persuasion phase, it's some type of heartstring or something that you remind them of somebody. You're in their neighborhood. You volunteer at the same church. In this compartmentalized, as the bigger we get, the smaller it gets. Marketplace, it's something that pulls them into you. Not just because if all things said and equal, the actual person with the best experience will win every time, and we know that's not the case. I can get beat. We know that's not the case. I think I'm probably one of the best loan officers in the business. If you're talking technical, knowing guidelines, knowing how to, doesn't make a difference. They have person that just got the MLS and just passed the test because she went to high school with them, and she's a hot blonde. She'll get the business. David, am I lying?
No, it's funny how it usually goes that way. If you've got the right connections, you got the right looks, you got the right background, people will tend to lean a certain direction in most cases.
Even if the numbers don't make sense, even it's part is either layer of emotion before they get to you. How can we use this?
Yeah,
it's a rhetorical question.
No. I don't disagree that there's a level of like trust and respect that has to be built before we even get to decision making. So you're absolutely correct with that aspect. But at the same time, there are people that are going to make decisions purely off of emotion versus, your A-type personalities where they're going to analyze the numbers significantly longer. But like trust and respect, and that mutual, likeness is definitely a factor. And we see it across the board.
So are we talking about doing the business with them, or are you talking about the marketing?
Both. It's both. Yeah.
Because the marketing is going to be emotional, but when you start doing the business part,
not necessarily, because people remember how they're treated, how they feel while they're doing business, and we're going to talk about this later on. It's the experience, how they experience you. So you might come in and you might say something a certain way, and then even though it's the truth, they don't like the way you said it. So it does have a layer of emotion to it, at all times.
To your point too, Brandon, I remember because I started in the industry almost 21 years ago, and I already have a young face.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine me 21 years ago sitting across the kitchen table with you or at my office saying, "Now I'm going to teach you how to run your money." Because I started in financial advising, so I'm literally like, let me show you how to invest your money for retirement, protect your family with insurance, put a mortgage loan in place, all these different things. As soon as I would have that meeting, every single client at the end of every presentation said the same dumb thing. Just one question: how old are you? Right. In one ear, out the other. Didn't care, because the emotional side was coming into play of, do I trust this young punk kid that doesn't probably know what he's doing? So there's the prejudgment sometimes comes into play for sure.
Correct.
But to Sava's point, I think
but them doing that, is that emotion? Them
it's emotion.
Them saying analyzing it, saying how you gonna do A, B, and C?
If I have the licensing and I present it correctly and I walk them through the numbers, and math is math,
right? And
you're still going to make the decision of, nah, I don't think so. I don't want to protect my family. I don't want to save money on my insurance. I don't want to save. Okay, well, that's an emotional decision you're making then, because of a prejudiced view of ageism. But to Saba's point too, I wanted to mention too, some people do display the emotions more.
Correct.
So maybe I think maybe that's more what you're saying too, is like, I agree with you, Brandon. Everybody makes an emotional decision in one way, shape, or form, but some people show the emotions or let that dictate their decisions more than those that that maybe lean
Right
more
on
towards
this
the
seat.
logical side.
Right. But you know, I'm gonna drill down on the point one more time. Then I want to, you know, this is a solution based podcast. I want to talk about solution and how we can implement this in our business. Yes, people are people. You're not going to change them psychologically. You know, people buy how they buy, and it's been proven that people buy with emotion. And we're going to talk about, I think, the next clip, or we're talking about sensory marketing and all that plays a part. Don't forget, that's one thing about humans is that we're not completely logical. You know, we're irrational at sometimes, and that's because of the emotion factor. Other than that, we'll be totally robots. We're not. So we do have this layer of emotion that we sometimes show and display, but even in our decision making, it's might be underlying there that's subconscious. You know, that we're displaying based on how we move. Human side of the wolf is back, man. Hi.
Yeah, good to see you again, buddy.
What's going on, man? So now we got, don't forget, Human of the Wolf. We're broadcasting on like several sites. So I got more traction on, it looks like, my YouTube, Twitch got a few. And
yeah,
Facebook.
and we were talking about this a minute earlier, like because I can see some of this too, like how it just jumps up, 10, 20, 30 people and then jumps back down. So like we can see it across the board, but
right.
Yeah.
So it's just not on, it's not broadcasting on one, it's not streaming on one. I'm saying broadcast, that's showing my age. It's not streaming on just one platform.
Part of why we're doing this too, by the way, exactly what we're talking about is how do you grow the audience? How do you cross-sell? How do you do these things to enhance and grow? That's actually literally the topic we're talking about tonight here, and how Disney has done such a good job with this across their industry platform.
Now, I want to dabble a little bit into how do we use this in our business as far as finance and real estate. How do you get the person's emotional about buying? How do you get their emotions raised? And then how do you capitalize on the emotions, like he said, when they're primed to say yes? So I want to tap on that a little bit, and then we can go to the next clip. You got to, like I alluded to earlier, and like David alluded to, let's merge the two. We're talking about what our marketing. You know, if you're a chef, you're giving them you got to give them something. It's the principles of persuasion and persuasion. Persuasion is reciprocity. You got to be the first to give. Meaning that, all right, what am I giving you? Am I giving you entertainment? Am I giving you education? You got to give them something. And then it's innately in us to return the favor. It's almost primal. If somebody gives you something, you feel obligated to do something for them, and at least give you the benefit of doubt of asking, what's how can you help me, if I'm in that market? So give them something. So if you're in the ballroom dancing and whatever, that's going to be your hook to catch people that's like-minded and that enjoy the same things as you. And then from there, you can make it educational, or they enjoy your content. Then from there, we talk about emotional high. Before I get to that, David mentioned something as well. Highlight the end game. What's the emotional thing? Is that those keys. Even if you're an investor, it's that money, is the getting that house and accomplishing your goal of having a BRRRR, which is, buy, rent, refinance, repeat, getting that goal accomplished. So you highlight that emotion, even if you're logical. I want to get this investment property, or I want to get this commercial property for this.
Yeah, the power of why.
Yeah.
Why?
That's in my portfolio. Answer this. So I'm gonna highlight this, and this is the emotional carrot that I'm gonna highlight. So what I need to highlight is, if it's for your business, and especially in our business, closing table. People at the closing table. People getting those keys, those memories that you're going to create at your new house. How that commercial property is going to add to your portfolio. Highlight the good stuff. And that gets them on the hook for the stuff that you need. All right, now I need to get this paperwork and stuff like this to get you to that finish line. Also, when we talk about when they're primed to say yes at their emotional high, is at the closing table. Think about it. My mentor used to always say this: is the heat of the moment, and the moment's gone. When they're at the emotional peak, when they're signing the paperwork and it's all over and they're about to get these keys, That's the best time to hook them to a call to action. And I need to get back to that. I used to go to my closings all the time, not straight away from it. And that was the best time to get referrals because they're at their emotional peak. Think about it. This is my mentor used to say this. I don't want to be explicit, but I'm going to keep it PG-13. He said, this is his word, Mattress Mac, shout out to him. He said, when you're making out with a girl, nowadays, I guess you got to say partner. When you're making out with somebody, you can't just say, hey, pause this, and I'll be right back. Let's pick this up in the next 30 minutes. I got to go to a call. That moment is gone at that point. You can't just pick that back up. It's that moment.
You could try doing that. It just probably won't go very well.
It's not the same. So I'm saying that to say this. When it's the heat of the moment, when their passion, everything that they work for is about to come to the eclipse, to the head, that's the best time to, hey, won't you give me 3 people that need my services? You know, that is the best time. So they're already primed to say yes. It's hard to turn you down at that point. That is because you try 15 days later. Hey, so how you guys are checking in your new house? All right, can you send me some referrals? That emotion's gone. It's gone at that point. They're not at that high. Those that endorphins and all that is gone at this point. Now the realization that I got to pay for this thing is coming into fruition. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you got to use those emotions. You got to be the puppet master. So Barry, I agree with you as far as you got to be logical. You got to be both brained, but at the same time, you still got to learn how to play those emotions as a business owner and pull those emotions and guide them based on those emotions. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that goes back to having them feel good about you and what we talked about at first about how, what do you do? I like to ride motorcycles. Hey, I ride motorcycles too, and just they feel comfortable with you. Then you can get all that also. But I know one thing that and you talked about it a little while ago is like reciprocity. That's one thing when I first got in with Keller Williams, they talk about give value. You have to show value. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different than reciprocity.
But I have to show why. You saying give something? I have to give like you said, give something. So I'm showing you my value. I have to show you. I have to do something, give you something, so you can see what you will get if you come back and work with me.
That's different. Reciprocity is defined as doing something that's significant, personal, and unexpected. Significant, personal, and unexpected. They expect you to do your job. They expect you.
But I'm not talking about me just helping you sign the contracts or whatever. No, I'm not. I'm talking about like we talk about like how it's going to be at the finish line at the closing, and man, it's going to feel good when you get them keys. I'm like, you're building them up for it though.
Right. So what I mean by give is that give them something that's significant, personal, unexpected. I'll give you an example. This is what's in the actual video. The video of Robert Cialdini, he talked about waiters, where waiters, this is scientific fact. They did studies on this. They said waiters that give a liquor or a candy or a mint, at the time the check, their tips went up 13%. If they gave 2 candies or mints, their tips went up 15%. It went up immediately 2% if they give 2. But if they stopped, they gave 1, and they started to walk off, and they turned around and said, hey, for you nice people, here goes another mint. Their tips went up exponentially to 26%. So it's not just the way that what they did is how they did it. They made it significant, they made it personal, and they made it unexpected. So that in turn makes them oh, damn, he gave me extra candy. So I must be special. So I got to do something special for him.
Yep.
So that's what defined as reciprocity, is the way you do it, the way I'm anchoring that person to me. So in our business, you have to find out. What I used to do, I'll give you some example. I'm giving it too much. I used to give $5 gift cards for Starbucks. So I would have a handwritten postcard. I would get, and then I would say, "God bless, welcome to the family. Can't wait to see you at the closing table. Here's a $5 gift card for coffee." Boom.
I did that actually too for a while. Exact same thing.
Right. So something significant, something personal because it's handwritten and it's unexpected. No other loan officer is doing that. Does that make sense? So that's how you can Disney your business. See, these are the small things that equal the big things.
Sometimes it doesn't even have to be anything physical too. It could just be extra time, doing something, going above and beyond, giving of your time to do something that is unexpected too.
Right. Let me read this comment. Or you want to read it, David? Yo, say, yo, do you want me to?
Well,
yeah.
Sava already replied, so I appreciate that, Sava. That yeah, if anyone here watching wants to please help us get more subscribers. We have been doing this for a short while. We're trying to grow our audience, so we would absolutely love it if you would share, like, follow, comment, continue to help us grow the audience here. Part of what we're talking about is how Disney has mastered this plan of cross-selling and building value and reciprocity, as we've talked about here, and just all these different concepts, and how we can all do this the same in our business. So that's really, really helpful. One other thing I wanted to just mention too is, people's emotions and the feeling of the high, the endorphins we talked about of buying and closing. They've actually proven scientifically that a lot of times this elevates before buying more, right before buying than the actual buying. That's when it's highest. So if you can help get somebody quickly to that higher endorphin level of, I'm excited about buying something, I'm excited about doing this, and then ride that as long as you can before the closing, you're going to also have better results. As an example, like we talked about earlier, like if some, you're whatever you're selling, if you're selling insurance, well, why do you want to protect your family? Why is this important to you? Why do you want to retire? Why do you want to retire here? Where do you want to retire? What do you see? Where do you see yourself in retirement? Are you guys going to be on a beach? Are you going to be in, cabin in the woods? Are you going to be in the mountains? Like, what do you want to do? Mortgage wise, like mortgages aren't fun. That's not sexy, but you talk about the house, you talk about what this will do for your family over time, and the way that you're going to be able to live your life, and the way, where your kids go to school and all these different things. You can build that emotional picture and get them locked in fast. They're likely not going to leave you for someone else. You're going to retain that client, and then they're going to enjoy working with you through that experience, even if it sometimes gets challenging at times. Maybe there's some resistance even at some point, which I know we have in that video too, talks a little bit about resistance. Sometimes people might have a bad experience. Something happens. It could happen. But if you create enough positive things, they're going to stick with it, and they're still going to enjoy it, and they're still going to give you a favorable review. You're going to have a great outcome.
Right. I'm giving a couple of tips and strategies as well that I used, and I'm giving you a lot here. You guys are getting your money's worth if y'all sticking with us. What I used to do, and which you could use AI to do and take it to the next level as well, is that once you find out what their hot buttons is, what tugs their heartstrings, you continuously tug those. If you look at Disney, that's what they do with the parades, with the merchandising, with the smells. We're going to talk about that. So what you can do is what I used to do as well. I used to have a thing called closing stories. So I had all my clients, and I would run it like a reality show. I think I might have one on here as well. I run it like a reality show, showing them doing a final walkthrough through their house, and tell them how it feels to be a new homeowner, or how it feels to finally get this investment property. So I would send that to my potential clients. So when they do a pre-qual, all right, here, check this video out. This is some of my closing stories. These are some of the people I help. So can you imagine yourself this? What are you going to do when you're next? So also what you could do now with AI is that once they go on the contract, you could show them that house, and you could go ahead and put local reels together with the local restaurants that you're going to be eating at, the schools that your kids going to be. You could also do that and send that to your client throughout to keep them engaged in the process. Also, I wanted to say this before I go to the next one. I was talking to one of my realtor partners today, And I was telling them, like, hey, when you get somebody pre-qualified, that first weekend is critical. That first, maybe that second, but after that second, that third, it drops off the cliff because they get discouraged and that emotion is not there anymore. So when they first get that pre-qual, that you better try to get them under contract that first weekend. If not, it drops off that second, that third one, it's gone. They get discouraged. It might not be for me. Wait till next year. I might renew my lease, and I don't know, it's not for me, and they get super discouraged. So you got to have a game plan and going in there. Hey, I'm gonna get them under contract this first weekend, while the emotions are high. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Let's go to the third one here. I already got it prepping and queued up here. Can y'all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Higher the price point, the price was no longer on the items. You'll notice no currency symbol here, just the number. That has been scientifically proven that if you remove the currency, you don't have an association that you're spending something, right? But then if we move over here, we got the high ticket stuff. There's no prices. They didn't have any problem putting when it's $1, $10, or $20. But as soon as the toys or the merchandise went up to $100, $200, $300, magically the prices disappeared. So then you had to engage with a salesperson, and then they would further validate the value of this piece or tell you that it's limited. This is a strategy that they have lifted off luxury brands.
Disney's always trying to push you towards products whenever you get off a ride. Sometimes you're going straight into a gift shop. Sometimes you see products there that are in the thousands of dollars. That is like an angle that they use to get the other products to seem cheaper. So yeah.
Is there still no Ariel? Or are they discontinued her? They phased her out. We haven't even seen anything of her.
I found a pen.
Oh, there she is.
She looks a bit
sad. Oh my God, finally.
They not only get all of the different ages, right? They're targeting infants. They're targeting from the blankets and the plush toys. There is a very slick and orchestrated sales funnels, all the way from just $1 little keychains up to them taking a deposit for a $70,000 wedding that you can hold inside their park.
Do people get married in here? Do they?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's expensive, but yes.
Like how much is it?
I think over $60,000.
$60,000 to get married. And where do they do it? In front of the castle?
Before the park opens, in front of the castle. Then they're brought out and cherished. When I used to open at 4 in the morning, I would catch it every once in a while.
4 in the morning people get married?
Yeah.
What?
Because they have to be here before the park opens.
And they even buy their bridal wear here. $450 for the headband. Check it out. That's wild.
The way that you can apply this strategy directly to your business is to always have a second offer. Once somebody says yes to whatever it is that you're trying to sell them, make sure for the love of all things holy and all the internet money that you have a next offer for them. Don't think, hey, I just sold them, I can't offer them anything else. No. Make sure that you have consequential upsells after your first offer.
Do you know what Disney character this is?
Bam. Barry, you're up as we doing a round robin. Let me put a banner up here. Here we go. Bam.
I'm cheap, so when I was there, if I didn't see the price, I already knew it was expensive.
That's true.
The way they got those stores, yeah. If I didn't see the price, we need to go back over here to the other side. But I like the second offer because that's nothing but like scripts that we have. They buy something, okay, let's go to the next level. I mean, that's going back. I mean, even McDonald's does that. Hey, you want fries with that? Upsell. So yeah, we get that first offer, then just go to the next.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, we round robin there.
Yeah. I mean, in mortgages, we don't necessarily have essentially a second product that we can provide. But I think it kind of brings back the importance of everyone working together or being able to refer to your business partners. So everything sort of stays within the same network. So even though we don't have like a second product essentially or something to upsell towards, I think, it kind of brings back the importance of, again, just keeping everything familiar. People are more likely to do business with you a second time or with someone within your circle if they're referred over even if it's on social media. I know we mentioned earlier that, people used to refer people by name. Just because they don't refer people by name in today's market doesn't necessarily mean that they're not, sharing a post that you're sharing or sharing your contact information via social media. So I think that referral system still works. It's just a matter of getting in front of people a little bit more consistently.
Gotcha. I think one of the key things that he said is that they have the expensive stuff on one side, so and they put it there just so the other stuff doesn't seem as expensive. So that's part of the things that do as well. As far as on real estate side, you always want to show, and I think this was what Property Brothers, right, does this all the time. They show them everything on your wish list. All right, you want this, boom, 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 boom. All right, this is going to be $2 million. You ready? Oh, no, this is too much. All right, well, here goes this $500,000 one. This is more in your budget. And, so that way that $500,000 doesn't seem too expensive. So you play with the power of three. You give them three choices. Hey, this is high, and this is two medium ones. Which one? That way, it seems like you're giving them a choice. So you get, all right, this everything on your wish is going to cost this much. Let's go for it. All right, well, let's go with this one. So that way you have you're giving them an out. Also, another big thing that they said as well is that I never say thousands, I never say hundreds. So yeah, it's going to be $1,850 a month. Yeah, it's going to be what sounds more expensive, $1,850 or $1,849.93 per month.
Right.
What sounds more expensive? So yeah, it'd be $1,850. Yeah, it'd be $92.39.
Yeah.
So I never say hundreds, I never say thousands. I just, I kind of bring it. It's all psychological, so make it seem like it's all numbers on the screen anyway, So
yeah, like the $500,000 house, and the house is $499,999.
Right. Same thing.
Yes.
It's all psychology. It's all psychology. And so, yeah, that's how we use second offers. And then David probably would agree to this as well. I use this a lot with interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, we could get you down to the $1,500 that you want. Yeah, you got to put down 3 points.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that was going to be my comment there too.
Right.
It's funny because, and this is a whole nother conversation in another segment, but people unfortunately don't know it in the mortgage and real estate world. They only know one question to ask, which is, what's the rate?
Right.
Because that's the only thing that they've been geared to ask, not realizing that there is not really an answer to that. The rate can be whatever you want the rate to be. Right. There is no one rate for anybody. But what helps is if you can get ahead of this and say, okay, let's talk about it. Let's start with looking lower. If that's where your focus is, let's follow that same psychology here of let's start lower. Let's look at what this is. Now, just so you know, line item, that one rate you want is going to cost you $14,282 by itself just to buy the rate, not including anything else. Now, are you sure that's the one you want? Because I have a better offer for you, I think, here. If you take a look at this one over here, slightly more in rate, but look at how much money I'm going to save you. This is going to save you $11,248, well, that makes a lot of sense. Like, let's do that one. And now you're showing a cheaper option. So showing this in different ways is helpful. We also have software too. I don't know if you use it, Brandon, but when needed, I pay for MBS Highway and Mortgage Coach. So I have both where I can present to a client, here's this option, this option, this option, long-term, short-term, and break it all out however I want to show it. What if you put more money towards the loan? What if we bought the rate down further, didn't buy it down? And you can play around with this, but presenting it in the right way and leading, I think, is the key point. Leading with the right sales pitch up front, that's maybe a little higher, and then work your way down. So it gets cheaper as you go.
Right.
There's also another element too here of he talked about how, or earlier in the store, it might be really cheap, like a keychain, right? Like it's $10. It's still $10, for a keychain, but it's way cheaper. You're more likely to do that than you are to do other things. So like as an example, one thing that actually saves clients money in the process, but it helps with the flow for us is, I know for myself, I encourage have clients pay for their own credit report up front.
Yep.
That's something that I know I do, because now you've got some skin in the game, client. And the benefit is, by the way, you're going to save money in the long run. And I can take that credit report to the 292 lenders we can shop with. And I can go use that with anybody versus being stuck with one lender that we pulled it through directly. So it gives it, like, selling it and explaining this is why it benefits you. But now there's money on the table they've spent. They've already spent the money for the credit report. That makes it easier now to move to the next stage. They're already invested. Same with the psychology of, we want to get the appraisal ordered right away. Money spent to order that appraisal inspection, move forward. And anytime you can add free elements to this, it helps too. As an example, on my website, you can go download a free home buyer's guide. Everything you need to know about buying a house. Like, here's a home buyer's guide for free I'm going to give you. If you want to go get access to live interest rate pricing, have your realtor call me. We can hook them up with live realtor interest rate pricing right on the MLS and have it synced into all the properties you're looking at automatically. If you want to get this, that, or the other, like give something for free, and that creates that value as well. We talked earlier about the unexpected. Give something unexpected that they appreciate, they see value in, and then now they're more willing to continue to work with you too. So there's an art to this if you can build the business design correctly.
It's a skill as well, because this is something that you can practice on. Because I think what happens is in business period, people think things are supposed to happen. If I got it, I got it. Nah, these are skills. These are the small things that's practiced, that's implemented, that help you grow. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And just to go back a little bit, I don't want to get too nerdy about it, but I kind of, and I probably need to use some of these tools to make it easier, but I thought some clientele, you give them too much information, it confuses them. It's like giving them keys to the Lambo. You hurt yourself with this information. You don't need to know all of this information. So I kind of scale it back. All right, so all right, if you pay for this, you got to look at how long will it take you to recoup your money. So let's do some quick math, and I quick math them. Boom. So if I pay an extra $2,000 and it takes me 60 months to refi, and I start with these smart questions. How long do you plan on staying here? All right. Next 10 years. All right. Do you think you'll refi the next 10 years? Yes. All right. So why would you pay an extra $5,000? Why not just take the higher note and refi when the time comes? Rates are supposed to drop here soon. So it's a matter of talking to them. I think if I don't know, and we'll talk off air on that. I think if you give them that toy, and it'll be over analysis paralysis. The eyes will start to spin.
Which is why, as the video we were watching highlights, there's different audiences. Like Barry, you commented like, "Hey, I don't see price tags anymore. I'm walking away. I'm going back over to the other side of the store because I already know." Like you can read, if you're good in sales, you can read the client and ask good questions up front and figure out, okay, is this the kind of person that really does want to spend more? They want to buy that multi-million-dollar house. They want all the graphics. They want the breakdown. They want all this. Or is this someone that really doesn't care? That's just not their focus. The quick back of the napkin math, like you said, Brandon, just here you go. Bam, bam, bam. Does this make sense? Yes. Good. Do we really need to build out a whole presentation to show this to you? No. It's not necessary.
Maybe I need to skew up on clientele as well. So this depends. Even so, back in the napkin, the line in the sand works. Drawing up the plays. All right, here you run left, then you're gonna help me go ahead and hand you the ball. So that works as well. So, but I mean,
you got to adapt to the person and market to different demographics and be ready to assist different people. Some people are going to download that free home buyer's guide and just eat it up and love it. Others could care less. You could send it to them. You could say, "This is $1,000 value. Please read it," and they will not read it if you paid them. Correct. So, they're different clients.
And just thinking back, I probably had one client like that in the last 2 years. That kind of well, on the first time home buyer. Most investors know the deal, but first time home buyers, there was only really one that's inquisitive that I had to go through every step, front and back, and explain, which I'm prepared to do. However, most people don't want to, don't want the details. They're not detail oriented. Hey, does it work? They want to get in the car and they want it to drive. They don't want to learn how the car does, about fuel injections and pistons, and they don't want to learn about all that stuff. They just want to drive.
Yeah, and for anyone watching this later too, we're talking, we're all tied to the real estate finance industry, us 4 panelists here. So we're talking specifically in that space, but this really applies as who are watching here. Sabri Subi talks about that. This applies to anybody, everybody in sales in different ways. So you got to figure out in your market, in your business model, with your kind of clientele, how can you implement these strategies? Because what we're talking about is specific to ours, but it might take you a second. Because I'm as I was watching this myself, even I'm thinking about wheels are turning. Could I do something different? Could I add more? Could I bring another tech in sooner? Could I? I'm thinking about how I could reframe my model. And I think all of us can benefit from it because, Disney's got this thing down. They figured it out. So if you can replicate it, the better you replicate it, the easier it's going to be for all of you.
Yeah, if you wasn't a panelist, you'll be a viewer. You're the viewer I'm trying to get. So get those wheels turning. All right, let's go to the next one because I think I got I got 3 more. So let's go ahead and rock and roll it. All right. Can y'all see the screen?
And that cash cow is the nucleus. It is their theme parks that literally print a disgusting amount of money. Because Disney runs some of their divisions at break even and even at a loss. For instance, Disney's streaming services like Disney Plus, Hulu, or ESPN Plus, these things literally lost billions of dollars per year between 2019 and 2022. And the only way that they're able to do this is by subsidizing these losses from the disgusting amount of money that their theme parks print. Now, you might be thinking that this doesn't make sense, but it is actually a genius strategy. So here is how you can apply it for your business. The biggest businesses that I see, they are able to run a loss leader. And that is an offer that you go out to your marketplace with, and you don't need to make any money off it. That offer is completely designed for customer acquisition. And when you have a loss leader offer, it allows you to go out to the marketplace and literally steal all the customers, because you have an offer that people usually engineer in a way to make profit for them. But you're saying, hey, I don't need to make profit on this, so I can make the offer so much more enticing. That means that you have the highest converting offer, which gives you all the customers, which means you win. If you're enjoying this content,
he always does have the stab. I need the stabs in the middle rounds. I think, is it me who's next on there?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so let me create the banner here. I forgot to create the banner for this one, but this is a great one as well, and this kind of relates to what we're doing as well. So, boom. Do you have a loss leader?
Yeah, loss leader.
A loss leader.
Loss leader, not lost. Not that you're lost in lost in space.
Like you lost money.
Leader. You're losing money.
Oh yeah. You thought LOS? I thought you said lost.
LOSS, loss leader.
Did he put LOST on there? Hold on, let me see something.
Like losing money.
Hold on.
Oh, he lost.
You had a loss. You had a loss in gains. Gains versus losses.
Hold on. I don't know why he had LOST on there.
I don't either.
I thought it was his term.
Yeah. Just for our audience watching, we want to make sure we're not confusing anybody. Yeah, loss leader. You're losing money on it.
All right. Let's see. That's not as provocative. All right. So let's go ahead and change it. All right. I got it. If it works, hold on a second. Here we go. All right. Now it changed it. All right. So
perfect.
That's kind of what we're doing here. Streaming at this point, it can make money, but that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it, is to, acquire customers. And a lot of businesses, this is a business within itself that's running, that you could operate at a loss. First of all, it's a tax write-off, and it helps you supplement your main business. So yes, we could dump money into VAs. We could dump money into paid commercial advertising, which we will as well, to make these clips go viral. We can have offers exclusively for our online audience that helps us create, webinars and stuff like that. This operates at a loss. However, it has a net gain when you add it to the customers that you're going to acquire with your main business, if that makes sense. But Disney does it with churros. I think we're going to see part of that coming up. Sam's does this with hot dogs and pizza slices. Costco as well.
Most of those big companies, yeah.
Right. So these are items that lure people in. However, they don't make much money off of it, but the money is made with their memberships and other things like that. So this is a business. Being a streamer or being an influencer is a business within a business. But this business helps with the acquisition costs. Also, you can do other things, with the Frenchies that supplements the business. Everything has a synergy, because now it's all about the network. But my Frenchies don't operate at a loss, but you get what I'm saying. This is one of those that supplements the business. And you could dump money into it and it would be a tax write-off. Don't forget you have to have a tax strategy, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago. So this is one of those businesses. You could be a separate LLC, and it could strictly, I'm dumping money into it, and it helps me take away my taxable income. So it all feeds each other. So I'll go ahead and leave it like that because we got 2 or 3 more, and it's already at 1:18.
Is Sava next?
No, we're round robin.
Oh, we just lost her too.
Oh, okay.
So it's me.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. So, for me personally, the loss leader that I have is my time, because most. Here we go. We got her back. Good.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Technology's not working with me today.
Good. Glad you're still with us. For me, my loss leader is time. Most 99% of professionals that I've met in my space in the mortgage industry, their process is, which is why I need to, Brandon, we need to take that banner down at the beginning. Actually, the process is go apply online. That is, in my personal opinion, the worst way to go about getting a loan. An application should never ever be starting point. You don't even know what you're applying for. You don't know why you're applying. We don't know why you're applying. We don't know if you put the right information in, or you're applying with the right amount of people or not. There's so many things we can avoid. So for me, it helps me personally save myself time and my team. But more importantly, it saves you as the client time and hassle in the back and forth as well, by just simply taking time up front to schedule a consultation. And I try to give everyone equal treatment in that, even if it's an online lead, somebody that randomly found me off the internet, clicked on an ad or something and gets to me, I'm still going to take the exact same amount of time with them that I would from a family member. And I'm going to walk them through. If they need a full hour of time going through understanding exactly where they're at, why they're in this position, what they need to do to qualify, even if they're not going to be ready for over a year, I'm still going to take the time on that initial consultation to say, get a pen and paper out, please. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do. So you're going to leave this call with value. You've talked to 10 people or 9 people, and I'm your 10th person. I'm your last person you're going to talk to, because I'm going to make sure you have exactly the right people, the resources, the tech, everything you need to get into qualifying position as fast as possible. That is a loss leader for me. I have lost a lot of time with a lot of people that are not going to do anything ever. They're not going to follow through. They're not going to do the things I'm asking them. But I've also never met a single professional that really does what I do to that level. Until more recently, where I started to align myself with some of the elite top ones in the industry and learning what they're doing, and now collaborating with others like yourself, Brandon, just, top people that know what they're doing in the space. These elite, the way that everything's being done is just so much better in how we go about that. So just, again, that's the loss leader for me, is the time, which I personally believe is probably one of the most valuable commodities we could ever offer.
Right. Just a little bit of pushback. I used to do that. do the consultation. And again, I still say consultation as well. However, I taper my consultation, because when I used to solve all their problems, they'll get scared and never do the actual app. Or, in fact, or they'll take it to somebody who they like better. I didn't solve it. I didn't give you the mystery. All right, you do this, and this. All right, well, cool. All right, now I can tell somebody, oh, you said this. Nah, I need a hook. Go ahead. Like you said, I like what you said earlier. Go ahead and get skin in the game. Do the app. Go ahead and pay for your credit report.
Yep.
That way I know you're tied to me. So at least, well, you're not completely tied, but at least you have some type of skin. You have some type of skin in the game before I just open the wealth of knowledge that I have to you. And and even so, I still need you to kind of be dependent on me. I'm not gonna, I used to do that all the time. Oh, that's simple. All you need to do is XYZ. Oh, really? Thanks.
I get it. It depends on the client too. I've had that happen a handful of times, but it's very rare. Right. I think it depends on where the source of the lead comes from too. Right, sometimes,
I've had all sorts, and then like I said, we work on commission basis, so I'm not giving out free advice. Even lawyers get paid for their time. Doctors get paid for their time. So pay me for my time. Yes, I can listen to you. Yeah, all right. What's your goals and all that stuff we can talk about? Let's get you emotional, but I'm not going to sit there and then I'm not going to give you free advice on what you need to do unless there's some type of skin in the game. Hey, when you're ready to go ahead and apply, let's go ahead and start getting started. That's the first step. And you're showing me that by your taking this action that you're serious.
And that's what I want to figure out next is what's an in between right there.
Right.
We can place so that we can get people without, because some people may not be ready for that step of pulling credit and like starting an application. Is there an in between thing we could put of, hey, I need you to do this one thing. It won't cost you anything, or it'll only cost you $5-10 to do. But if you do this one thing, then it'll work. Like as an example, go to freeannualcreditreport.com and download a copy of your credit report. And then take a look at it and then send it to me. And if they do that, well, then that means now they're committed to following through on the advice. And if they don't do it, well, that means they're not committed to following through on the advice. So that might give you an indication what to do next.
Right. It depends on the clientele, because I even did the soft pull, isoftpull.com, until I racked up like a $2,000 bill. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore because, like I said, I'm pulling soft credit. I'm telling you what to do. And then, it's a long shot with people that's in credit crunches to actually, there's a reason why they're there. So, it's hard to get them to, all right, now I'm going to give you XYZ, you do XYZ, you can do it. That's the motivation, is not. A lot of times, and then when they do get ready, they do it. It's who's ever in proximity. You could hope and wish, but it's in proximity. You hope that they come back to you, but that's not necessarily the case. Somebody might have been closer. So the juice has to be worth to squeeze, So it's in between, and that's one of the things I like. We gotta find. I need to find a common ground, like there's something in the middle where I can do proactively at the same time. I'm not wasting my time chasing waterfalls.
Yeah. Time is a big one, and like you said, you want to put some skin in the game. I need to see you do something, because if you don't have to do anything, then I'm the one that's going to be on the hook. Because now you have my time.
And let me say this: they take everything you say to heart. So, and what I mean by that is that they'll say like, well, you said that, you have to do X, Y, Z, it's going to be a long shot, and they'll get completely discouraged and then stop, freeze. Right.
Well, one thing I don't never talk to people like that and tell them you're a long shot or you're not going to do it.
What I mean by it is like, all right, so you have this. Let's say you have a repo on your credit file. Yeah, you're gonna have to get that off. Don't pay it, because if you pay it, then this means I paid derogatory. So it's nothing you can do besides get it deleted off.
Yep. I had a good friend I did that with. They came to me and I'm like, okay, we got a few things to work on. We just got to take care of a couple things. This is going to be a problem potentially, but I think we can get around it. And And then I come to find out a month later, oh yeah, we went over to Wells Fargo and closed with them instead.
Right.
I'm
exactly.
like, why?
That's not
you were all doom and gloom. You said we probably wouldn't qualify.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not at all what I said.
Exactly.
But that's all they heard.
Right.
So,
that's all they heard. They take everything you say to heart.
Yep.
You know, so Salva, Salva,
Salva, you've been so quiet. Jump in and interrupt us too, by the way.
No, I guess I have a little bit of a different perspective on it. I've always had, I'll give you 15 minutes of my time for free. If I'm in a conversation for 30 minutes and there's not some type of either credit report or something where, you show me that you are serious about making a financial decision, I think everyone deserves at least 15 minutes to be able to educate them so they can make an educated decision, regardless if they work with us or not. What I found in my business is the more value you add and the more you educate them, not necessarily, again, about different, you don't want to provide over information or, overwhelm them with numbers, but just help, give them enough information where they can make an educated decision, as well as be aware of what to look out for from your competitors. Because again, it doesn't always come to the numbers. Now, they'll see one thing on our sheets and you're being completely ethical and transparent with your numbers, and they'll get other numbers from someone else where are completely off. Right. If you educate your clients to know precisely what to look for, they'll respect you for it. And it helps them pick out bad actors in the industry. They'll come back to you and only exclusively work with you. And you become the, mortgage lady or finance lady of the family or the community. So I think doing right by people is never a waste of time. I think educating people and providing value is never a waste of time. Some people, it's going to take, 15 minutes for them to commit to you. Some people it takes a handful of conversations. But I don't think there is a specific time or way to do it. So for me, I think we all can kind of gauge a little bit here and there who's actually serious and legitimate about making a financial decision and who's just bored and calling random people online, because you have those as well, or filling information online. But yeah, no, I don't think, again, yes, time is valuable, but this is also someone's largest financial decision, and we shouldn't take that lightly or make it about us. It's about them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's kind of where I stand with it.
I wanted to comment too. I like that you said, in fact, I was trying to pull up a document real quick that I just finally got back access to that I had lost for a while, but teaching your clients how to shop. So if you're in a certain space, they say, okay, I'm thinking about using you, but I'm also talking to this place, that place, or you think they might be shopping you. Teach them how to shop. Don't just let them go off and start talking to people. Give them something of value and say, can I give you some advice? Could I give you a document that you can then take to all of your the competitors, and you can go ask them all these questions. And then depending on the answers they give you, that'll kind of tell you right away if this is somebody you probably want to work with. And if they can't give you a clear answer to these questions, that's probably not somebody you want to work with, right? So
does that work?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does that work?
It does when you have a rate shopper or somebody that's really, they're looking at only the math. They're
analytical.
Analytical. They're only analytical. And they're like, who's going to show me the lowest thing on a piece of paper? But if they're not thinking and looking at the entire thing through the right lens, and they're only hyper focused on one thing, one of the only ways that I've found that can help is saying, you know what, go do the shopping then. Go ahead. But let me give you a free resource I've created for you that can help show you how to shop, some good questions you can ask the competition, and let that help you make the decision. I hope I'm in the mix still, but at least you'll remember that this is, something that I provided to you, and these are questions that I have answered for you already, or I can answer.
Again, this is a whole nother hour conversation.
Probably, yeah. I wish I could find it so I could show it to you too, but
right. I don't think I don't know if that would work. I think you got to use consensus. My thing is I use consensus. That's one of the 6 principles of persuasion is that I say, hey, most of my customers don't shop me. I don't really get shopped because you sought out me, you called me, and you what I provide is this, that, the third. Nobody can touch me. Now, as you're talking about as far as rates, I'm a broker. Now, I did get shopped a lot when I was at retail, but I don't get shopped as much as a broker because I'm gonna give you the best that I can. That's my job to shop I'm shopping for you. So are you gonna shop the shopper?
Right. To be clear, I also almost never get shopped. Like I never run into this scenario, but I'm just saying if you are someone in that position in a space where you're getting shopped, providing something of value like education and free resources and things you can do up front to immediately position yourself as the elite professional in your space, that now everybody else, you've set the benchmark. So everybody else has to come up to meet the benchmark you've set in the professionalism. That can help if you ever get into those scenarios where you're trying to convince somebody to move to that next step.
Right.
And some people are not going to tell you they shopping either, too.
That's true.
The thing is that if you frame it right, again, it's all in the frame, all the consensus. Most of the affluent, and what I tell most of the affluent people have a broker because that way they don't have the time to sit there and go to each individual retail shop and see how can I save $25 a year. That's what you hire me for. Yeah, I'm going to save you that $25 a year, and you don't have to pay me anything. I get paid at the end, so it's all baked into the fee that you into the rate. So it's a free service that you can get. Why not get the best at it? So it's the value proposition that I frame it to them to where I don't get shopped often. Now what I do get is I get people. What I talked about earlier is that people know me and they already got their person and they're trying to get me to unlock the key. Unlock the door. Their loan officer hit a wall and they'll pretend like hey, so what do you think about this? Blah, 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 blah. And I answer from, okay, thank you. So
that's something.
And sometimes I can't help it. It's so easy. Yeah. So what you need to do is, you don't want to do it as a bank statement. You want to do it as DSCR. What you need to do is, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. And it just oozes out. Oh, okay, thank you. And then they ghost. So I get that a lot. Your loan officers failed instead of just switching gears, get somebody competent that won't hit a wall. You'll try to get that information to them because you like them or whatever, but that's where the emotionalism comes in. But I do get that. But once somebody comes to me, I very seldom somebody gets shot. Now, when in retail, I got shopped all the time because it was sky high.
Yep. After this is done, Brandon, I'll forward you. There's two documents I have with some questions that you might find helpful. Just help me remember that offline.
Gotcha. But yeah, if I could prevent that, people trying to know I got answers, and I'm like the guru, so I ask the guru. So and try to get. So let's go ahead and run to this next one here. A couple more, and then we're out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 11 o'clock, man. You getting close to my bedtime.
Gotcha. We all.
He's an old man.
Right. Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. All right. Cool.
I was starving and felt like Disney was playing mind games with me.
Oh, can you all smell that? That is legit. There's a smellitizer somewhere around here. I can smell it. It's way too strong. Where are the churros?
Disneyland pushes 4.4 million churros per year at around $6 a pop. This equates to $25 to $30 million in churros alone. And they do this through sensory marketing, or as Disney likes to call it, their smellitizer, where they have these vents all around the park that literally pump out the scent of churros.
Whatever this scent is that they are pumping out, there's got to be something somewhere, because it feels like the scent is getting stronger and stronger. Oh, that smells so good. I can definitely, that's making me hungry. Surely it's strategic on where it's located. Like, it's as soon as you get in here, and there's signs everywhere for like fresh baked goods and these old school Coca-Cola signs. Like, I'm hungry. And I think strategically as well, the park only opens from 11 a.m. right just before lunchtime. So all we'll do is we'll bring people in, we'll pump the scent in here, and then we'll have all the food places as the entrance. Boom, first little bit of money, nice little order bump on the ticket sales straight as we get in. And then we're satiated, we're ready to go, we're fueled up and ready to spend.
Is it true that Disney pumps different scents throughout the park to brainwash people to buy?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you walk around Disney, you can see where they're actually pumping out random scents, whether that's like the scent of a churro or pretzels and chips, things like that.
Some of the characters have like a little spray. So if you put it in your gloves, they have like a little hole in your left or your right hand. And when you say hi or something like that, just click it.
And why do they do that?
You have to make the people buy the things, buy food, or feel like they are always in attraction.
And do they like tell you they're doing that stuff, or is that just something that you find out through other staff members?
It's definitely not something that they tell you. Even to their employees, they kind of try to brainwash you that things are just how they are. It's kind of weird, actually. So yeah, you have to kind of figure that stuff out.
Water is $11.
Credit card's getting a workout today.
Yeah, that happens here.
It does, right?
Very much.
And the way that you can apply this specifically for your business is, say, for instance, in my office, I have a custom scent that I put into what Disney would call a smellitizer that is both at the entrance and is everywhere around my office. You want to have a place that smells good, that not only do your staff want to come to, but also when you have a prospect coming in, it's all of these small little details. If you're an e-commerce and you're sending out physical goods in the mail, some people, they put a scent of cologne or perfume so that when you open it, you have that sensory experience and you're anchored towards, oh, like this is nice. This feels special. You want to sweat the small things because all of these little touch points, they all add up. And Disney are masters at this.
All right, moment of truth.
All right, bam.
Yeah, I can tell you, I bought some of them $6 churros. I can tell you. Yeah, they pumped that out.
Can't control yourself, right?
Yes. I mean, just walking through, with the churros and popcorn and pretzels, and now I grew up with Astroworld, so I'm kind of used to the amusement park, but it's like they took it to times 1,000.
Right. Yeah, Disney's the master at it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have an office or anything, so I don't have scents or anything but I can understand how that kind of makes people feel good. It one of those calming things. Like I know a lot of offices have these plants that kind of give you that calming feeling and all that.
I just came up with a nice idea just on the spot, just right now. So not to cut you off, I just came with a nice idea we probably all could use. We need to probably use this. We need to do closing coffee, and we give them a little sample pack of coffee, and we give it, mail that out. Hey, take our own individual brew. We whipped up, and we put our, card on there, and then it's a little pack of coffee that they can try. Hey, sip this, and because I think Paco Underhill said this, is like people buy with all five senses. People buy with their nose, people buy with their eyes, people buy with their, taste buds, people buy what they feel. How you got all these senses. If you get all these senses firing, that leads to the sale. So how can we incorporate this in our business? Maybe like he said, he got a custom scent in his office. Maybe something that they could taste, a piece of candy or something like that, or something to that effect that you could put in and then give it to them when you visit to the office. Something custom that only you have. That's a blend that leads them to buying. Because I think when he said this on the clip as well. When people taste buds or the saliva glands or something to that effect, I think Paco Underhill said this. They're more apt to buy because those chemicals are already going through the brain and they're feeling good. So when people are eating something, they want to buy more. So maybe having some stuff at your office that's exclusive or something that you mail to them or something to that effect, that might help in our business. The small things are the big things. Sava, I think you're next. We're going. I kind of jumped ahead of you, so you go for Sava, then David.
Yeah, again, everything matters. As far as scents, I mean, it's definitely a factor. And there's certain scents that I think we've all been to certain places, like Cosmopolitan in Vegas. I spent months trying to figure out what the scent in the lobby was so I can bring it into my home. So there's definitely, direct correlation with becoming memorable because of scent. But I also think that goes into like visual appeal. How we show up also matters. If we don't show up, and present ourselves well, or in a professional manner, how are clients supposed to trust us with financial decisions? So I think it's not necessarily, I don't know that scent is as much relevant in our industry, outside of hygiene, obviously, but I think just presentation is key and how we conduct ourselves overall.
I think
but
sense
the way to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think sense could be used at like offices or open houses, or like when you're touring certain things, like you could have maybe a candle or something, or a spray. Hey, this is my personal scent, so that can help you as well. So or even something to eat, popcorn going or something to that effect at the office that can help us. So something to that effect. But no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Right. So I think David. Oh, one of the things I used to do as well, that a lot of loan officers could steal, or real estate agents could steal. When I used to do open houses, I used to go with popcorn. There's what is it, Popalicious? They had the caramel popcorn. I used to go with popcorn, and hey, I got this for you. Check this out. So just the smell, the agents want to, as they're eating it, all right, it gives me my 30-second to 90-second sales pitch that I could go with. So I used to have that, and I had my business card attached to it. So not too many people give up popcorn. I mean, can resist. So it's something to eat. So these little things add to the big things.
Yep. I was actually kind of, Sava, I was kind of aligning more with your thought process on that of, we're talking about sensory marketing. Scent, smell is one of our senses. That's one way you can do it. But there's other senses that we have: sight, touch, taste. There's other things. So when it comes to how you show up, the visual, I think, is key. It's part of why, I have my Blue Yeti X microphone or whatever, and I've got my nice office, and you got your beautiful gold trim behind you, and Brandon, you got your, all your diplomas and everything you've graduated from behind you. Like how you show up matters in the presentation here. That visual makes a difference. Because I think, honestly, like, I don't know about you, Sava, if you've ever run into this before, but like, or actually, I should say anybody watching this, if I show up to a call and I'm sitting here on my couch in my PJs, like leaning back on my phone, talking to you on a consult, you're going to have a very different feeling about who it is you're working with than if I'm sitting here dressed nicely in my home office, built nice, showing up professionally. You can hear me well because of the quality of the microphone. You can see me well because of the quality of the camera. Like, there's other senses that come into play here in your business that before a word has been spoken, you have shared absolutely nothing. You've not talked sales. You show up, you get on camera, and immediately someone's like, oh, wow, this is a professional. And they immediately make a snap judgment of, do I trust this person or not? Do I think I can rely on them or not? Are they good or not? So even other senses do play into this too. Full disclosure, one thing that helps me personally, kind of flipping this a little bit on the scent thing, I've got a little wood burning stove. I don't know, hold on. Let me see if I can grab it. My niece made it for me. It's adorable. She does pottery. She made this cute little chimenea for me, so I can actually light a fire in my office and have this little thing burning. So I've got my little what kind of wood is it? It's Palo Santo wood. So I can burn this in my office and have a little bit of smoke, just a tiny bit going the entire day. So I can have this nice, really clean wood burning fire smell going on. That helps me personally show up in the right way. Because I smell it. I'm just like, I feel happier. I feel better. Like it doesn't, I'm not in a stodgy office, with no air. Like I can, open the windows, crack it, smell the fresh air outside while I got the little fire going. Like it smells nice. And then it makes me happier, which in turn makes me want to smile more. And then it, comes out in the eyes and it comes out to the client. So like, I think even for ourselves, sensory mastery can come into play for how we show up. Just taking a little different spin with that too.
Right. And just to add to that, to piggyback that before we go to the last couple of clips here, Kevin Samuels always said, ABCD, A, appearance, which is the biggest, B, behavior, C, communication, D, digital footprint. So appearance is before words ever spoken, people look at you and it is what it is. People judge you based on how you look. When I was hitting open houses with my suit on and dressed to the nines or whatever they call it, I got more traction. But when I seen something online and like, yeah, rookies go to dressed up, and the people that's making money dress down. So I started dressing down, wearing my fishing shirts and stuff like that, and ball caps. I didn't get as much traction. This is what it is.
By the way, I hate that personally. I used to, every event I went to, I was in a suit, and I was always known as the guy in a suit.
Right.
And then everybody started dressing down, and nobody wears a suit. Nobody dresses up anymore. So now it's like, exactly to your point, is you must be new. Is the immediate thought. It's flipped entirely, and it's like, I don't understand how it went from professionals dress well and those that are not professional do not, to flip to the other way around. I hate it. Personal pet peeve of mine. Also, by the way,
I might go to that. I like a suit as well, but it does get hot in Texas.
True. Well, I'm in Minnesota, so for me, it's not so bad. I got my custom closet of suits behind me here, so I need an excuse to bust them out. But I also wanted to comment too. Sabri in that video, I don't think you played it far enough where he talks about it, but he actually speaks about how in that same context of the churro smell, how immaculate the park was, or maybe I missed it. Maybe he did say.
I think we're gonna. That's the next clip.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I think.
So the visual appeal comes into play here as well.
Right. It's visual appeal and don't forget, as us as professionals, we are the visual appeal. So that's why, like I said, I'm back on my fitness now. I'm down 25. I should have been down 40 by now, but I'm about to get back to. It is what it is. People judge you.
That's still amazing. So that's progress.
Get back to my bodybuilding and stuff like that. So I'm back on it. So, but you have to look good. This is. I have no idea what that means for loans, but this is what it is.
It's so weird for me to hear you guys say that.
Right.
Because I don't know. I guess I grew up in Europe, so we take a lot of pride in conducting ourselves, putting our best foot forward, regardless of where we're going, not even from a professional capacity. But there is a little bit more of a leniency as far as just overall care here. But the fact that, you're considered a new guy because you put effort behind how you present yourself. I guess I haven't maybe hasn't been said directly, but or it might be a regional thing, but I guess I haven't come across it because within our inner circle and our circle of influence, everyone has been in the industry for over a decade, but you won't see a single person not showing up the best version of their self. So I guess I'm a little curious of where these are taking place, because I haven't.
Well, in America, I mean, especially in Texas, the guys that's loaded are the cowboys with the jeans and the cowboy hat, and that's dressed down. Barry could attest to that because he's in Texas. they're not the guys in the suits. The guys in the suits are like, oh, they don't have any money. They're pretentious. The guys that's hopping out of the F-150, that's the guy that's loaded.
With the cowboy boots on.
Yeah, you know, the guy that's hopping out the Benz, most likely he has the Benz and he has $5 worth of gas in there.
And here in my market, it's the same way. It's
Right.
not the
Yeah, it's a lot of
style,
show.
but-
It's a lot of show.
Yeah, in Minnesota, it's a little bit colder, obviously, where I am. So a lot of people are bundled up. They're more, dressed in a sweater and jeans or whatever that way, staying warm in flannel is a big thing in our world, flannel. But yeah, people just, for whatever reason, I don't know why, it shifted years ago. People stopped having that visual appeal. They stopped dressing up and they just, it just didn't happen. I'd go to a room with 300 something people in a networking event. I was the only one in a suit every time, pretty much. There might be one other person, but if there was one other person, I guarantee they were brand new.
Now I'll tell you what, with the fishing stuff, and when I dress like this, a lot of people think I got money, more